Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another comic video. Today, we're going to be looking at all of the DC Comics Batman-related releases from July of 2023. When I say Batman-related, I mean Detective Comics, Batman Incorporated, Justice League, Joker, Harley Quinn, Batgirl, Nightwing, anything that's even remotely Batman-related. There are a lot of cool stuff going on in July, but the main thing is Night Terrors. Really creepy event going through the DC universe. I pre-order all of my comics from DCBService.com. I choose DCBService.com because they offer 40% off the cover price, but you have to pre-order quite a bit ahead of time. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the comics. We'll take a look at each cover and each variant that I got, and we'll check out my comic wall, then we're going to put up. So, hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's see how we got to this point. You may not be able to see it very well, but behind all of these unopened Batman figures are all of my Batman-related comics. Batman and related. So this is the box as it came from DCBService.com. So let's get the comics out. DCB Service always does a really good job packing it up. A ton of bubble wrap. Each bundle of books is wrapped in plastic. They have cardboard on either side, rubber band. Here's one bundle of individual comics. There's another bundle of individual comics. Another bundle of individual comics. Another bundle of individual comics. Like graphic novel of sorts. Another graphic novel. Another graphic novel. A bundle of several graphic novels. Larger deluxe graphic novel. Another graphic novel. Another graphic novel. And a few more graphic novels. Oh, that's not all. Looks like a couple of oversized miniseries comics. Pretty big haul this month. So now, I took all the bundles, took them out of their plastic. Here they are laid out on the table. We have 4 bundles of individual comics, a couple of oversized miniseries, and then a ton of graphic novels. Next step is going to be to put them into an order that makes sense to me, the same order they are on my comic wall. Now that I have these books broken down into piles that make sense to me, 6 different piles. The first pile will contain the core Batman-related titles, then Justice League stuff. The third pile will be Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy books. The fourth pile will be Batman Sidekicks with their own titles and teams. The fifth pile, other Batman characters with their own titles. And the last pile, graphic novels and miniseries. So, now let's go ahead and take the invoice and make sure nothing was missing or forgotten. So I took the invoice. As you can see, 40% off the cover price, and it makes a pretty big difference. Had a total of 104 things in this shipment, and everything appears to be accounted for. Now let's take a look at each cover, one by one, and we'll start off with the first pile, the core Batman-related titles. So here's the first pile. This will contain the core Batman-related titles, and let's start off with the original title, Detective Comics. Here's Night Terrors, Detective Comics number 1. You can see all the covers are weird, creepy, bizarre. Night Terrors, Detective Comics number 1, variant cover. Night Terrors, Detective Comics number 1, another variant cover. Night Terrors, Detective Comics number 1, another variant cover. And now, on to Night Terrors Batman number 1. Night Terrors Batman number 1, variant cover. Night Terrors Batman number 1, another variant cover. Night Terrors Batman number 1, another variant cover. Now on to Batman Incorporated. This is number 10. Batman Incorporated, number 10, variant cover. Batman Superman, World's Finest, number 17. Batman Superman, World's Finest, 17 variant cover, old school variant cover. World's Finest, Teen Titans #1. The original team is back. World's Finest, Teen Titans #1 variant cover. World's Finest, Teen Titans #1, another variant cover. World's Finest, Teen Titans #1, kind of done at the old school Teen Titans style font. Foil chrome variant cover. World's Finest, Teen Titans #1, blank variant cover. Now on to Batman, Brave and the Bold, #3. Batman, Brave and the Bold, #3 variant cover. And Batman, Brave and the Bold, #3, another variant cover. Now for the second pile. This contained the Justice League and related books. There's not currently an active Justice League title, but I imagine Dawn of the DC and all that stuff, they're finally going to start one up soon. So here's the actual title, labeled Night Terrors. This is #1. See Dawn of the DC at the top. And we have Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors, #1 variant cover. Looks like Batman and Deadman. Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors, #1, another variant cover. Deadman again. Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors #1, another variant cover. Now, Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors #2. Batman, Deadman look like they're going to be some of the main characters in this. Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors #2 variant cover. Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors #2, another variant cover. Dawn of the DC, Night Terrors #2, another variant cover. And then DC and RWBY #6. DC and RWBY #6 variant cover. Here's the fourth pile. This contained the Joker and Harley Quinn books, and then Poison Ivy and Punchline. We'll start off with Night Terrors, the Joker, #1. Looks like Joker's terror sort of living a normal life. Night Terrors, the Joker, #1 variant cover. Night Terrors, the Joker, #1, another variant cover. Night Terrors, the Joker, #1, another variant cover. Now, Night Terrors, Harley Quinn, #1. Night Terrors, Harley Quinn, #1, variant cover. Night Terrors, #1, Harley Quinn, another variant cover. Night Terrors, Harley Quinn, #1, another variant cover. Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DC Universe, #5. Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DC Universe, #5, variant cover. Multiversity, Harley Screws Up the DC Universe, #5, another variant cover. Now another series, Harley Quinn, Black and White and Redder, #1. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder, #1 variant cover. Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder, #1, another variant cover. Now on to Poison Ivy. Night Terrors, Poison Ivy, #1. Night Terrors, Poison Ivy, #1 variant cover. Night Terrors, Poison Ivy, #1, another variant cover. Night Terrors, Poison Ivy, #1, another variant cover. Now a new series, Poison Ivy Uncovered, #1. Poison Ivy Uncovered, #1 variant cover. Poison Ivy, #1 Uncovered, another variant cover. Poison Ivy Uncovered, foil chrome variant cover. Now into Punchline. Night Terrors, Punchline, #1. Night Terror's Punchline #1 variant cover, pretty creepy. Night Terror's Punchline #1, another variant cover. And then Night Terror's Punchline #1, another variant cover. Now for the fourth pile. This contains some Batman sidekicks with their own titles and their own teams. And we'll start off with Robin. Night Terror's Robin #1. Night Terror's Robin #1 variant cover. Night Terror's Robin #1, another variant cover. Night Terror's Robin #1, another variant cover. So weird. And now on to Nightwing. Night Terror's Nightwing #1. Night Terror's Nightwing #1 variant cover. Night Terror's #1, another variant cover, Nightwing. Night Terror's Nightwing #1, another variant cover. Now on to Titans. Night Terror's Titans #1. Looks like Titans Tower back there. Night Terror's Titans #1 variant cover, Beast Boy all screwed up. Night Terror's Titans #1, another variant cover. Night Terror's Titans #1, another variant cover. Tales of the Titans, starring Starfire, #1 of 4. Tales of the Titans #1, variant cover. And then Tales of the Titans #1, foil chrome variant cover. And then here's the fifth pile. This contained other Batman-related characters with their own titles and their own teams. Let's start off with Batman Beyond, Neo-Gothic #1, Into the Remains of Old Gotham. Batman Beyond, Neo-Gothic #1 variant cover. Batman Beyond, Neo-Gothic #1, another variant cover. No idea who that is. Night Terror's Ravager #1, Deathstroke's daughter. Night Terror's Ravager #1, variant cover. Night Terror's Ravager #1, another variant cover. Night Terror's Ravager #1, another variant cover. Now on to Catwoman. Night Terror's Catwoman #1. Night Terror's Catwoman #1 variant cover. Night Terror's Catwoman #1, another variant cover. Night Terror's Catwoman #1, yet another variant cover. And Peacemaker Tries Hard #3. Peacemaker and Eagly. Peacemaker Tries Hard #3, variant cover. And finally, Peacemaker Tries Hard #3, another variant cover. Now for the sixth and final pile. This pile will contain the graphic novels, miniseries, and Batman appearances and other DC titles. We'll start off with the miniseries. Spin-off, Batman The White Knight Presents Generation Joker. This is book 3. Batman White Knight Presents Generation Joker, book 3, variant cover. Batman and Scooby-Doo Mysteries, number 10 of 12. Batman The Audio Adventures, number 7. Batman The Audio Adventures 7, variant cover. Now to the graphic novels. Deathstroke Incorporated, King of the Supervillains. This is sort of a soft graphic novel. I Am Batman, another sort of soft graphic novel. Batman Arkham Catwoman, another sort of soft graphic novel. The Joker, a puzzle box, another sort of soft graphic novel. Batman, One Bad Day, Two-Face. This is a harder cover, but a lot thinner. Batman, One Bad Day, Mr. Freeze. Batman, One Bad Day, Penguin. Batman, One Bad Day, Catwoman. Batman, The Knight, hardcover graphic novel. Batman, Gotham Knights, Glided City. Haven't read this yet. Really curious to read this. DC versus Vampires, All Out War, Part 1. Batman versus Robin. And then Suicide Squad, Get Joker. This is the oversized miniseries, the collected version. And finally, Batman and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Omnibus, IDW and DC Comics. Very thick. So last month, I got this sort of box set for Batman, One Bad Day. It's a cover box set with some comics on the inside. It came with Batman, One Bad Day, the Riddler, and then Batman, the Killing Joke, which is sort of the origin of the One Bad Day story. Had this sort of insert here, which is just sort of a placeholder until you get the rest of the books. Honestly, I thought it was sort of cheap and gimmicky, but it looks like there's, what is that, another 8 books to collect to fill it in here. Now this month, we have Batman, One Bad Day, Two-Face, Mr. Freeze, Penguin, and Catwoman. Looks like I'm still going to need to get Ra's al Ghul, Clayface, Bane. Guess that's about it. So, obviously these books will go inside of here. Looks like there's still room for another few to get this completed. Hopefully I ordered them. We'll find out soon. Still, kind of cool to be filling this thing in so quickly. Here are all the July 2023 Batman-related DC comic releases on the floor. A floor full of Batman awesomeness. Now to get these books put up onto the shelf, and let's start off the first pile, that contains the core Batman-related titles. Then let's put up the second pile. This contained the Justice League books. And then for the third pile, this contained Joker, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Punchline book. And now let's put away the fourth pile. This contained Batman Sidekicks with their own titles and their own teams. And now let's put away the fifth pile. This contained more Batman-related characters with their own titles. And finally, let's get the sixth pile put away. This contained Batman miniseries, one-shots, and graphic novels. So that was a look at all of the July Batman-related DC comic releases. Pretty big haul for this month. Currently have the Night Terrors and Dawn of the DC Universe events going on. Sort of a soft reboot of the DC Universe. Looking forward to seeing where everything is when that's finished. Looking forward to figuring out which comics are going to come out for the August haul. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say about the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional comic and action figure videos from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.